I'm Paul Sanger for the Finance News Network, and today I'm talking to Far Northern Resources. Far Northern Resources, trading under the ASX code FNR with a market capitalisation of around 6 million, is an advanced Brisbane-based gold exploration and base metals company. They have 3 exciting projects across northern Queensland and the Northern Territory. The 2 Tier 1 projects, Empire and Bridge Creek, are significantly advanced and Cinnamon mining leases are drill ready and both hold JORC compliant resources. Joining me today is Far Northern Resources Chairman Rod Cook. Welcome, Rod.
Thanks very much, Paul. Thanks for having us.
Good to have you here, Rod. So, Rod, let's just start by talking about the exciting rock chip results from the Empire project that the company released on Monday. Maybe you could start by talking us through the assays and the gold and copper results that you received.
Sure. Obviously, upon receiving the assays, we had to collate them, of course, and we were going through the IPO process. So to receive results in these areas that were so high in value in terms of with copper especially and gold, it was very exciting for us to see these results. So, we're quickly mobilising here to obviously get to what we feel is that wouldn't be the centre of where we think the main ore body will be. So now obviously going forward, we're very quickly, now that we're obviously funded, moving forward to obviously explore these results and obviously looking to do straight up 3D IP very quickly. Obviously, there's a wet season that we have, going on up there. But in terms of the 3D IP, that's done on the back of light vehicles, so to speak, and four-wheel motorbikes. So, any sort of wet that we still have there, even at the moment, we feel isn't going to be a hindrance to us, obviously, getting that IP done. Yep. Obviously, which will get us a better understanding of, and the geology there, obviously, which, we'll talk about going forward as well. As I say, they're exciting results, but I think there's much more to come here. They were rock chip samples. So, but it certainly has, extended the known mineralisation, as we mentioned. And we're looking forward now to obviously in depth and obviously getting down at depth there and obviously getting a lot closer to what we feel is certainly there.
Got you. And am I right in saying that the results have also extended the strike of the known mineralisation? And how big could this strike deposit be?
Well, I mean, and again, we can talk about that going forward as well. But as we mentioned, it's, 750 metres now. But obviously, we've still got going forward in terms of with the geology, we've got an east-west fault line that's running right through the ML there. And we've got a northwest shear zone as well, with obviously in the announcement, as we mentioned, those 2 very big breccia targets as well. So obviously, the IP will cover this, of course, going forward, and then we'll obviously work out the drill program. We could be talking about something that still at the moment has all the potential in the world. So I don't want you like to use cliches here, like how long's a piece of string, but we've certainly got something here that can look very significant and promising.
Yeah, I got you. And look, as you mentioned, you obviously the IPO happened last Friday. You've now got the necessary funding to take the next steps. So let's just talk about what are the drilling plans for Empire going forward and what is the timing and when can we expect the first set of results?
Yeah, exactly. And we sort of did touch on this a little bit, on our release slightly, but as I say, and we've always, been maintaining, when we're obviously going to list, obviously, which obviously gives us access to our funds. And we have confirmed now we have availability of rig and we know that we can actually have a rig on the ground there in circa 3 to 4 weeks. It's a little different over in here in Perth, where I'm based at the moment and the company's here. It can take some time, but there's good rig availability still out of, northern Queensland and obviously out of the Northern Territory. So we believe that running the IP, obviously collating that information as well, which can be done fairly quickly. We've obviously got a geologist team. So we're hopeful that we can be drilling in this quarter. So, and again, in terms of, ALS and analysis and things like that, there seems to be the timeframes between what potentially, say, we used to in WA, whereas opposed to Queensland, they seem to be quite a bit faster and slightly cheaper as well, which is always good.
That's what we like to hear. And Empire looks like it also has a breccia pipe. This could be a significant amount of copper. How do you see this evolving and what drilling plans do you have for the breccia?
Yep. Well, what we're going to do is, and I think if the investors and people want to look at the release we made, there's obviously 2 breccias there that form obviously part of that ML that we've got. So what we would start off doing then, which is a similar program that companies or deposits like anywhere from your Cloncurry up to Mount Isa, where they've obviously had these same structures, they've started out by drilling around the edges of the breccia there, because it seems that the breccias have what is a very rich rim of copper gold there that's obviously formed over the 1.5 billion years in these rocks. So that would be obviously following on from the IP. That would be where we'd be starting on that those breccias as well, to have a look at that, because that's where, as I say, where there could be a very big platform for sizable ore body coming forward. But so all in time, but we certainly we've got the money there. As a company, it's very exciting, and there's no point in, and I don't want to sound hasty here, but we've raised the money to go and drill something and try and find a significant ore body here. So that's the aim for us.
And I'd have to say the timing of obviously IPOing last week on the ASX, a lot of focal news and on the copper price and the gold price. Big brokers upgrading both their short and medium and long term targets. So the kind of stars are aligned. Your assay results have come through. From a timing perspective, it couldn't look better for you.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. And look, I think with Far North, it's about obviously getting out now and obviously talking to investment public and everyone else, so that they know what's going on there. And nothing will do that more, I think, with the successful drill campaigns. And, I always say in these things that people want to invest in something, they want to know that there's news flow. And I think that certainly over the next 3 to 6 months, that Far North will be, delivering some pretty healthy news flow.
How does Empire now compare to some of the other nearby projects to you?
Well, obviously the whole region there, obviously, Mungana obviously has been there, and partly the reason, and Cameron, who's been obviously very involved with this company and put together a lot of these assets over the last 7 years, and going forward, it covers a lot of our needs and requirements in terms of where we are in the region, and obviously Northern Queensland in terms of that copper gold, and those big quartz projects from, as I say, your Cloncurrys all the way up to Mount Isa sits in there, which has been a big find. Mount Lations, they're the similar type of ore bodies we're looking for. And obviously, historically, it's been a very, very positive, proven, reliable sort of deliverance of ore in these type of structures. So I think we're in terms of looking at a neurology subject, if that's the question, I think we're certainly in the right area. I mean, there's a superhighway that runs very much straight past Empire. We've got power everywhere. There's township, there's facilities. There's obviously a plant previously which Kagara had, which is relatively underused, and it's been on care and maintenance. That's just come out of administration now and is owned by a company that is clearly looking for as much ore as they possibly can to process through this project. And that is, for us, as I say, the plant that's there is 20 kilometres away. I mean, you couldn't get a better situation, to be honest. It's everything is very much there. Accommodations are there. It's very good.
Rod, many thanks for your time today. We look forward to getting back to soon to hear about your progress over the coming weeks and months.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it as well. And I say yes, can't wait to be delivering to the market. Hopefully, what's going to be some pretty exciting results.
Rod, absolute pleasure. You have a great day.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Paul. You too.